last month I visited the Patils, we say. Then comes double comparatives. The less you eat, the thinner you get. The more you travel, the more you learn. The more you study, the more marks you get. The more you run, the fitter you become. Like that. Then comes seas and oceans. Hindu Mahasagara, the Black Sea. When we are referring to those seas, we must use the. I had gone on an voyage in the Black Sea, we can say like that. The mountain ranges, the Alps, the Himalayas, there also we use the. Last year he visited the Himalayas, like that we can say. Superlatives, the best, the greatest, wherever they may be, if we are using superlatives, we use the with them. He is the best student in the school. He is the fastest runner in that running race. He is the best person to have a friendship, to make a friendship with. Then the inventions, whatever inventions are there in the world, when we are talking about those inventions, we must use the radio, the computer, the internet. In olden days, the radio was very useful, we say. Nowadays, the computers can be seen everywhere. Nowadays, the people cannot live without the internet, like that. Directions, the east, the west, the north, the south. The sun rises in the east, the sun sets in the west, we say. He went towards the north, like that. Then ordinal numbers, the first, the second, the last. He was the first boy to come to school. She was the last girl to stand in the line, like that. Then occupations and their designations. The PM, we say, the principal, we say. The PM is visiting the state next month. The principal warned the boys not to stand on the corridor. The manager, etc. Hotels, if we are talking about the hotel, we must use the. Last year I stayed in hotel, the Ashoka. The MLA was staying in the hotel, the Grand. Then the Taj, the Hilton, can say like that. Nationalites, if we are talking about the people who belong to a particular nation, we should use the. The Dutch, the French. The French are very romantic, we say. The Indians are very disciplined people. The Indians are intelligent people. Here see, the Indians, the Dutch, the Americans are rich people. But we cannot say the America, we cannot say the India. We must not use the with the names of the countries. But names of the people who are living in that country, we can use the. Then hills, mountains and famous books, the Nandi Hill, the Himalayas, the Mahabharata, the Bible, the Quran, like that. Then we use with the musical instruments, the guitar, the harmonium, the flute. Ravi plays the flute melodiously. Ravi plays the harmonium beautifully, like that. So these are what the rules of using definite article. These rules we must remember, because we may sometimes make mistakes while using article the. Thank you. My dear students, just now we learnt about indefinite article and definite article. We knew the rules also, but there are some rules which suggest us where not to use these articles. Let's learn those rules also. Where we should not use articles, to talk about things in general. If you are talking about the things in general, at that time we must not use articles. For example, milk is good for you. Water is a necessary thing for creatures on this earth. Food is necessary for the creatures. But when we are referring them particularly, at that time we may use articles. The food on the table is getting cold, go and have it. A glass of milk, it is kept on the table, it is very hot, don't touch it, like that we say. Sports and games, basketball, kabaddi, with all the sports and games we should not use articles. We cannot say the volleyball, we cannot say a volleyball, the cricket, the a cricket, like that. Then with the proper nouns, with almost all the proper nouns, almost all 99% proper nouns, we don't use the articles. It may be a, it may be an, it may be the. Rama, Sita, Krishna, Draupadi, Shankara, Nayana, Nasha, Nisha. With all these proper nouns, we should not use articles. Then languages. With the names of the languages also, we should not use a Kannada, we should not say the English, we cannot say a Hindi, we cannot say, that is wrong. Meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. With these also we should not use capitals. We should not say the breakfast. Had your breakfast? We ask. Had the breakfast? We don't ask. Had your lunch? We say. Had the lunch? We don't say like that. Material nouns. Some material nouns are there. With those material nouns also we don't use articles. We don't say the aluminum, a aluminum, the gold, a gold, like that. That will be wrong. So far we learnt about where to use articles, where not to use articles. Let's apply them to our real life situations, taking some paragraphs and some sentences, how the articles are used, how the articles are omitted also. Some paragraphs to practice. Paragraph 1. Suma was playing tennis with her friend Nayana in front of her house. A passerby came. Here we have used a before passerby because we don't know about him. A passerby, one passerby, we don't know about him. The ball hit the nose of the passerby. Here in this sentence we have used three the's. The ball, we know which ball. Which ball? Whatever ball Suma and Naina are playing, that ball. The ball. Then the nose. Here we know the nose. Whose nose it is? The passerby's nose. Of the passerby. Passerby, we already know about him. That is why we have used the with the passerby. The passerby suggested the girls to play in a nearby ground. Here we have used two the's and one a. The passerby, we already know about him. That is why we have used the. Here we have used a passerby, but here we are using the passerby. Why? Here we don't know about him, but now we know about him once we used a passerby. That is why we have used the passerby. Suggested the girls. We know who the girls are. They are Suma and Naina. That is why we have used the. To play in a nearby ground. A nearby. Anyone, we don't know about that ground. A nearby ground. He suggested them to play. Here we have used a.